Now then, and welcome back to another episode of Forever Stranded with Nemsun. You are stranded with Nemsun once again. Welcome back to it. Welcome back. I've been going down the routes and the different bits and pieces that G.W. Sheridan has decided is the best path to go, or at least the most rewarding path to go. I get a third stone generator. Hooray! So, what have I done since last episode? So, basic survival, we basically covered this in the first 20 episodes. 20 episodes for basic survival until I got to the regulators and all that. And thank you very much for your comments again. The heating coils by my farm will work to stop them rotting in the winter. Yes, keep them hot. But now look what I'm doing over here. I left it last episode doing the modifiers for Tinkers, this toolkit modifier. I haven't decided which modifier or which reward I want for it yet. Mending Moss or Silky Jewel are two good ones for modifiers. And then the yet another modifier gives us some other cool ones. And then the extreme modifier gives us yet another modifier, by the looks of it. So I haven't actually gone down to this one yet because it requires Ardite, and I haven't been to the Nether yet. There's something to rectify. I haven't been to the Nether yet. So I've left that kind of chain because I can see what it is, and I haven't got a really good Tinker's tool yet that I'd need the modifiers for. So as I get a Tinker's tool that needs modifying, I will upgrade it. Over on this side, I've just recently done some water wheels on the Qantas mod pack, on the Qantas server. So I've just recently done that, and wind power, so I've just quickly remade those ready. But it does lead on to this firepower one, which looks absolutely awesome. A chemical thrower and a railgun. Might be interesting to complete those just to see how they look like. I don't know about this episode. This episode I'm working on this at the minute. I want to get onto the technological revolution, start doing AE2. But I figured I'll just do all this sort of background work first. Just did the wooden generator, I've just done the stone generator, now I'm going on to the iron RF generator, which requires 3 generators. Okay, so these progressive automation from my friend Van Hal are pretty awesome. Pretty awesome, pretty epic, pretty easy to do. Right? I should have claimed the wooden reward here. Never mind. They're really easy to make. It's a very simple mod to create, craft, and understand, but a very powerful mod at the same time as you progress through it. It is called progressive automation for a reason. You progress through it mainly through these upgrades and through the different tiers, wood, stone, iron, diamond. So the wood and the upgrades go in those tiers and that as well. Now the machines normally only work off like 1 square, and then you use an upgrade to upgrade the radius of effect by maybe 2 or 3 squares. And then you upgrade it to another time, and you get another 2 or 3 squares, until you epically make it a large area of effect around it. But one of the things that we're working on today in this quest is to get the wooden generators, stone generators, and iron generators, which generate RF from fuel. And it requires this RF engine inside. So it looks like a very simple recipe, doesn't it? RF engine is another simple recipe, just need a basic amount of redstone, and then you can generate RF and move it around using these RF engines, which I like a lot. And then you can do mining, you can do wood cutting, you can do planting and harvesting of crops, you can do crafting, auto crafting, you can do animal farming, and you can do killing of mobs, and there's a few other things here. The capacitor, I don't really know what the capacitor does yet. Maybe that's to put energy in from another mod. I haven't played with those, and it's been recently updated. I'm guessing Van Hal's done a recent update. But anyway, yes. So I've done these, and now I've got to make it into an iron version. So we've gone from the wooden version through to the stone version, and now we're going to do an iron version. It's just upgrading the same, much of the muchness. And I think it wanted 3, didn't it? Yeah, so I've got 3 stone generators. I've actually got a spare wooden generator now. 3 stone generators, and I need to upgrade them to iron, which means that I'm going to need 3 more of these. I can't do it in 2x2 because I need to be down here. And I think I've got everything I need. No, I need more iron. Need more iron. I am so prepared. I'm so prepared for this episode today. Now, I've just been sat here doing some crafting, just doing the boring legwork, so you don't have to watch every last bit of boring legwork that I'm supposed to do. 1, 2, 3. They don't stack. We get rid of that. Yeah, I just wanted to get on with some of it. I'll now just use the block of iron up. So I'm going to need 3 blocks of iron as well. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then bring all that back. Now have I got what it takes? Now do I have what it takes? Yes, I do. One at a time, please, because you can't stack these engines. But you can stack the engine when it's made into a generator. I don't get why it can't stack. Maybe because if you could stack it, you could put it inside one of the generator furnaces. These furnace generators, right, they generate RF from fuel there, right? Don't know what that is. That looks like it could be a creative RF creator, maybe, or something like that. There must be an upgrade in there now. I don't know what the upgrades are for those. I know what most of these things do, but I don't know what that slot is there. Interesting. Well, I'll have to find that one out as we progress through this now. But I basically did that for the quest. I did that for the Ticker Power quest, just to advance on to see what we've got coming up. Because power is going to be important for an AE system. So when I come onto this side and start doing AE, I'm going to need a lot of power generation. I really, really don't want to, and I'm sure you don't want to see me start doing more of the same. The same old cobblestone generator into lava type deal that I've been using quite a lot so recently, especially as it has been so successful over here. It's been really, really successful, and it's been really, really easy to do. So just in case you missed out this power generation, this is the cobblestone generator from Tiny Progressions. You pull out the cobblestone and put it into a crucible from Exon Helio, which is cooking the cobblestone into lava, turning cobblestone into lava over a nice steady period of time. Then we get one of these lava tanks that sucks from the crucible, so it pulls in the lava from the crucible into its own tank, and then you can use that to then put fuel buckets into things that burn fuel. In this case, I was using Stirling generators, and 20 RF per tick may not seem like a lot, but it makes the maximum use of the lava, and it's enough to power machines like this, which need only 40 RF per tick constantly. 2 20s makes 40. It was nice and simple. But now we're going to be doing an AE system. I'm going to be draining energy, because an AE system, as I recall, uses a lot of power. And I'm kind of skipping over the immersive engineering power. I've just made the water wheel segments and the wind blade segments, but I've just tested these out in the Qantas mod pack, and they do not produce enough power for me. I'd have to do quite a lot of them on large scales, right? On large scales. So I am looking into this, and I'm thinking, what's the next power? And now it's unlocked, which is nice. There are the simple let efficient. These are furnace generators. These are from a special mod, generators. They used to be like extra utilities generators, didn't they? There we go. They used to be like, and now they're simple generators. But they're based on all the same ones from extra utilities, I believe, it seems. Nether Star generator, lava generator, culinary generator, ender generator, and furnace generator. All simple ones, and they're different size ranges. So extra utilities have a similar version. I think extra utilities have recently brought theirs out. I think that simple generators was just there while extra utilities didn't have it in. So yeah, we've got furnace generator. We've got a few others as well. Magmatic generators, Nether Star generators in there. The potion generator was always a good one as well. Survivalist generator, undead generator, and there is a lava generator in there as well somewhere. Ender generator and all that. They're generating RF, but they don't any longer have like the times 4, times 16, times 32 versions of them, which is now in the realms of this generator mod that has this Mark 1, Mark 2, and Mark 3 versions. Okay, so there's one way of making power, and it wants me to make 1 furnace and 1 culinary generator, and then I get some stuff. Well, I don't think that's going to be the final thing that I use, but we'll do the creation just because. Then we've got Stirling generator. I need to craft 1 Stirling generator to get another life. That's easy as well. I'll do that. And then we're on to the extreme power. Now this is where we come down to the real deal. This is the real power. The real power is big reactors. and it is awesome. And I use it as often as possible in these kind of in these kind of scenarios. I try and use the big reactors as often as possible. And then we've got big steam, which looks like that's actually an AE section. So I'm going to quickly do these couple of tasks here, these crafting tasks, get those done, and start crafting up all of these bits for a big reactor. And I will be back very soon. So I quickly did the other reactors, or quickly did the other quests. They're done now, right? I got to the stage here with this. I've done those two, Mark 1 reactors. Mark 2 reactors require Dragon's Breath. So not so easy, but that's a good thing because they were too OP last time when they were in extra utilities. I didn't like them in extra utilities. So I've got those. I did that one, and I did the basic Stirling generator and combustion generator. That was easy enough. Got a lifeblood crystal. I haven't used it yet, but I will do. And now I'm on to the extreme reactors power stuff, right? This reactor casing core down here, 4 of those makes, I think it's 4 of these. So 4 of those make 4 of those, right? These access ports and these power taps both use up 8 of these casings each, but also the controller uses 4 casings, so I need to make an extra 4 casings, 20 overall there. So I need to make an extra 16 of these, and so on. So hopefully, if I keep jumping into the questing and submitting the quest over and over again as I make stuff, I should get all the parts done. But I'm not sure if I've got enough pieces to make a full reactor when the time comes, even with this bits of glass and stuff. We shall see. I'll make it exactly as the questing shows, and then we'll see if we can make a reactor without needing any other parts. The main thing here, though, we've got graphite bars, which, as you may have saw, is any kind of coal or charcoal cooked again, smelted up again to make graphite bars. And the reactor casings, where are they now? These casing cores require that graphite, along as most of these things, like the reactor bars, reactor casing cores, then and the bars go to make these casings, and so on. I hate trying to do tutorials. I tried and tried to do tutorials on my channel a few times, and I'm struggling. I'm struggling a lot. This was actually something else that I was working on. Getting some electric steel together to do an Ender IO thing, because, as has been mentioned in the comments many times, it's very difficult to keep this charged up, the thing that I've got in my inventory. So I was looking at a wireless charger. So I need an Ender resonator, and then, where's the wireless charger gone? There it is. And then another octaic capacitor and some electric steel. So I'm working on crafting all this up to get a wireless charger together. So my wireless charger I can dump in here. Somewhere, and hopefully that'll be within range, maybe underneath this here, a wireless charger underneath that, so that while I'm down here, up there still in range to wirelessly charge this thing in here that keeps my temperature regulated, because it uses a lot of power most of the time. So we'll see. Also, I've been looking at making that regulator actually again, haven't I? It was just a little bit too much work making a regulator all over again after we'd already made a couple for the previous episode. But any road, I am going to craft up all of these parts now, because I want to make a big reactor today, if you hadn't guessed from the title of the episode. Ta-da! Well, I've completed it all. Completed all the quests of it, anyway. Claim the reward of it. Okay. And then it goes on to this, which is more the turbine controller stuff. Okay, well, we'll get onto that another time, but I do like the controllers. I do like the turbines, should I say. I do like the turbines. But what have I got now? What have I got overall? I've got 3 more of those spare. I've got some of those spare. Those reactor casings. Can I actually make a reactor out of that? 6 reactor casings is never enough. 2 reactor glass, no. Fuel rods, access port, controllers. Definitely need not a power tap, not a coolant, control rod. I could do with a control rod, I believe. So let's see. Can I make control rods? I can make a control rod for those 2 fuel rods. Okay, that's good. And I can do some access there. That's the controls for it. Okay. And I can do a bit of glass and some casings. I think I just need a load more casings, really. So let's just make as many casings as I've got available to me right now to make as big a big reactor as I can for this. It's not called big reactors anymore. I got to stop using that. It's now called extreme reactors, isn't it? Now it's extreme reactors. That's what it's called. Yeah, it's extreme reactors. It's no longer big reactors. It's the same thing, but they've updated it recently to this. And where do I want the power? I guess for now we'll just put it down in the random areas, because I will put it somewhere better very soon, I suppose. And let's start with, I think this is probably the smallest possible version of a big reactor, where we just bring it up like so. We get a couple of fuel rods. Not in there, silly. See, I'm already using up all of my reactor casings. I've only got one casing left, so there's nowhere near enough there. But I can put some reactor glass in one, let's say, and I can put a controller in another, let's say, and put the outputs. These are 2 taps, so they output the redstone flux, and this is access ports. I can put those in 2 places, and then we've got a control rod which goes on the top, which is there. This isn't really a very efficient build, but I just want to see how many more I need to complete this, because I'll probably move on to turbines, to be fair. 1, 4, 5, 6, 6 and 6, 12 more. 12 more casings, and we should have a working big reactor. Now, of course, you could scale it up if you're doing this at home and you're figuring it all out by yourselves. I'm not showing you how to do it properly, am I? I need 12, so I'm going to need some more of those, which means I need some more of that. Graphite. Okay, cook a bit more graphite up. I did get myself some more charcoal to make more graphite. I've only got 3 available at the minute. This will do. We'll survive. We'll survive. Yeah, if you want to find out more about this kind of stuff, then I'm sure there's good tutorials out there for people who want to know more. I'm going to quickly make up some more of these, and then I'm going to make the simplest of it. But I will show you how it expands out. And then next episode, I think we'll probably go on the turbine, because I really like the turbines. I really like the turbines. The turbines are where it's at, baby. Turbines where it's at. Okay, now comes the conclusion. Whether or not I'm actually right in thinking that I can make a valid reactor, even if it's not a very good reactor from this setup like this. Yes, you can make a valid reactor with those small parts. So what you get from the quest and 12 more reactor casing blocks is all you need, right? So the controller looks very complicated. It is fairly complicated, but if you keep it to its most simplistic terms, you've got how much fuel you've got, which is radioactive fuel, right? You need to cool the fuel so it doesn't explode. The core heat and casting temperature. You have to heat up the reaction chamber, and then you can output RF from it all. It's nuclear science, baby. It's nuclear science. I don't think I can put those in. No, you have to cook yellorium dust, which you get from sieving, in order to make the yellorium ingots. Let's put 1 ingot in. Can we not put 1 in? We can put 1 in. Good. So is it running now? Has it already started? Yeah, there we go. There's the core fuel is in there. So for this size, 1 ingot is 25% of the fuel. So I want to just put in another 1, 2, 3, and hopefully that should fill it up. No. So I put too many in the first time and didn't work it out properly, did I? Let's put another 3 in. Dear. Okay. Yeah, it's full. Right, awesome. I don't know how many I just put in. I'm not being very organised, am I? And if I put the rest of it in, it just sort of sits there waiting to be used up. But however many I had yellorium ingots before I started and how many I just put in, maybe somebody could leave in the comments below for everybody to know exactly how much filled for that. Fuel was 8 buckets worth, which is probably 8 ingots, to be fair. Probably 8 ingots. I'm guessing 8 ingots. See if I'm right by doing a little rewind and all that kind of stuff. And then we should, right? This is going to be dangerous because they used to have them exploding, right? We'll go with start. There's start and stop, yeah? So the temperature of the casing goes up because of the yellorium inside. The core heat goes up. You really need coolant and stuff to keep it balanced, maintain balances and stuff. And then you start generating energy. It's that simple. So I put yellorium in and I turned it on, and the heat is within a balanced situation. So actually, it's cool enough to be constant at this, and the energy buffer is moving up at a rate of 557 RF per tick. 557 RF per tick, people. That's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, it's pretty good. And this is stable, so they've made like a really basic, simple starter setup really, really stable, and generating 556 RF per tick, which is quite a lot, really, isn't it? And it's expandable, right? All you do is each one of these cores, you can then have the whole thing again. Let's say you have 5 cores. 1, 2, 3, 4. You put another core there, another core there, another core there, another core there. Put the fuel rods down below it, like we did in this one, and then put casing all around it. It's just bigger. It's a big reactor, and it will do 5 times this probably, maybe even more. That's when you've got spaces in between these, which would be the spaces here, where you'd put something like water or ice or something coolant wise in between. There's a few thermal expansion liquids that give really good coolant for these kind of fuel rods to cool down the reactor by putting a couple of blocks of liquid in. You can also go up higher. You can build up higher and of course wider, so you can generate a lot more than this, but this is a super amount of RF just for a very simple area, right? And we're just going to tap it using this. So we could probably get one of these energy containers. Let's take this as an experiment, okay? I'm currently burning up because I need that wireless energy. I really need that big reactor to keep giving me wireless energy to keep this cooling device sorted. Speaking of cooling device, we'll use that quickly just to test this out. So bringing this over here, if I put this capacitor on here, right? It's going to be full, obviously, right? I've filled this up with 200k, and this is going down, but refilling just as fast because the reactor is powering it with over 500 per tick. And then it just gains. See, fills back up, so maintains a nice amount. It just literally outputs directly into the capacitor bank, which makes it super cool, super simple, and super awesome. But I've got people coming round right now, so I'm afraid that is it for today's episode. Let me just drop down to next to the big reactor because I like my I like my reactors. I like my reactors like I like my women. No, that's not right. Don't quote me on that. My wife would probably kill me. Thank you very much. Oh dear, what a way to end. Thank you very much for watching today's episode of Forever Stranded. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something, hope you leave lots of comments and likes down below. Thank you very much, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.